Hello, this is Keisha with Crafty Sweet. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to make this cute, simple card using the Come In Home stamp set out of the 2020 Holiday Mini Catalog. Let me show you how. Okay, so I first want to show you the stamp set in the Holiday Mini Catalog 2020. So if you haven't, if you would like a copy of the Holiday Mini Catalog, please just message me below. I have a host code here that you can use. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator, so if you like a catalog, this is Stampin' Up catalog, but I'll be more than happy to send you one if you place an order in my online store using this host code. If your order is less than $150, and then not only will you receive the, this Holiday Mini Catalog from me, I'll also send a free gift in the mail. Thanking you for your purchase. Okay, so the stamp set, as I mentioned before, is the Come In Home stamp set. But we're also going to use the Come In Home bundle, which features the dies down here at the bottom. We're going to stamp, I think, this house and this one, and we're going to like layer them on top of each other. So let's go ahead and get started. We're starting out with a card base. This is card base in Daffodil Delight, and then I'm gonna have, this is a 3 3/4 by 4 piece of Whisper White cardstock that we're gonna layer on, and then we're gonna need a piece of scrap Whisper White for our stamping. Okay, and let me show you the card that we're gonna make. Really cute card, and it's not gonna take long at all. All right, so how cute and simple is this? So I stamped a sentiment. This sentiment is actually not in the Come In Home bundle. I had to grab it from another stamp set, which is this one. It's called Peaceful Moments, and I just grabbed the congratulations out of this stamp set because traditionally, since it's in the Holiday Mini, this the Come In Home bundle is like more of a Christmas set, and I will be making more making Christmas cards using this stamp set. But I wanted to show you a different way to use this stamp set, kind of give you more bang for your buck. So if you have somebody that just purchased a home and you would like to congratulate them, this card will be perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to take my card base and I'm just going to fold it in half. So this is 4 1/4 by 11. So I'm going to, when I fold it in half, it's going to be 5 1/2. So let's just go ahead and do that. You can fold it in half or you can score it. I just normally just fold it in half, and I'll use my my bone folder to just crease it. Yes, my bone folder has seen better days, but it is okay. It still works. All right, so that's my card base. This is going to be my scrap that I'm going to stamp on. So let's go ahead and jump into the stamping real quick. So I already have one of the houses mounted on my clear block, and the other one that I'm going to use is mounted on this one. So I'm going to stamp both of these using Momento Black Ink because I'm going to use my Stampin' Blends. So Stampin' Blend markers are they're alcohol-based markers that you can use for coloring your stamped images, and they absolutely they work great. All right, so I'm just inking it up. You can tap down, or you can either do like this, whichever you prefer. Okay, and get that out of the way before I make a mess. All right, I hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for joining me. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this. Traditionally, because this is a photopolymer stamp set, you can use a stamp pad. I normally use this little cushion that I have. I'll put it under here just so you can get a cleaner image. You don't have to if your stamping surface is fine and you're getting that clean image. You don't have to worry about that. So I'm just going to do straight down and up. And then I'm going to do this one straight down and up. And I'm putting a little space between the two because I'm going to die cut these using my die cut machine, and I'll show you that in just a second. Let's get those two images out of the way. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the Stampin' Blends. Okay, so I'm going to use light Smoky Slate, dark Smoky Slate, and then I'm going to use light Crumb Cake and dark Crumb Cake, and then light and dark Cherry Cobbler for my door. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I'm going to use the roof I want to start with my light. This is my light Smoky Slate, and I'm actually going to start with the brush tip because it's going to go a little bit faster. Just being careful when I get close to my edges so I can stay like within the lines. And that's the good thing about having both both tips on the marker, but you know, I kind of get to the point where I'm kind of like I'm in a hurry. So when I stamp with the other tip, it just takes a little bit longer. But you can do that if that's what you prefer. All right, I want to add some dimension to this roof. So I'm going to come in with my dark Smoky Slate, and I'm just going to add some shadows to the side just to add some depth to the roof. And then I'm going to come back in with my light and blend it all together, and you'll be able to see the difference between the way it was and how the dark kind of gives it some dimension. And you can already see it taking form. All right, now I'm going to come back in with my light Smoky Slate, and I'm going to just blend all of that together. Again, being careful around my edges. All right, and then as it darkens or dries, it's gonna lighten up, and you'll see that you're not gonna even be able to tell. I'm not coloring the chimney because when I die cut it, I'm just gonna snip that chimney off. All right, now for the roof, this is gonna be the top of my house. Oh, sorry, my dog is barking. All right, so I'm gonna take, this is my light crumb cake, and I want my dark crumb cake. Where is my dark crumb cake? Right here. All right, so I'm gonna do this part. This is dark crumb cake, and I think because that is kind of narrow, I'm gonna use the fine tip just to get better control. Okay, now this is my light crumb cake. I'm a lefty, so I'm turning my paper. If y'all are wondering why I'm turning my paper, just so I can see, because my hand kind of get in the way when I'm coloring, so I have to turn my paper. Okay, now same thing. I want some dimension added to my roof, so I'm gonna come in. This is my dark crumb cake, and then I'm gonna come and do just a little line right there, and then I'm gonna come back in with my light crumb cake, and I'm gonna blend that all together. It just really add dimension to whatever project you're working in. And again, as I said, as it dries, you can tell even more that it's going to blend together. Okay, so now I'm going to color my my door down here at the bottom, because when I meant to take my ink off that one. I'm gonna have to color that one again. All right, let's see. Like cherry cobbler. I'm gonna have to stamp that one again, guys, because I meant to mask off that door, because we can't have, well, I guess you could have two doors if you wanted, but I don't want two doors on this house that I'm making. I meant to mask it off, which is fine, because now I can show you how I mask it off to just get rid of that door. Okay, so light cherry cobbler, and then I'm going to take my dark cherry cobbler just around the door frame and down at the bottom just a little bit to give it dimension, and then come back in with the light. And it's no rhyme or reason to why I'm doing light first versus the dark blend. It's just up to you. I'm not a professional at all, so you can choose to do it however you want. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to, nope, that's not going to work. I need another scrap, because the blend, when you use the alcohol-based marker, it blends. I mean, it bleeds through the paper. So let me bring in my Stampin' trimmer, and I'm just going to cut just another piece so I can stamp this other house and then mask off. Okay, so it's this one. I'm gonna go in with my Momento Black Ink. You guys with me? And I just have a paper towel. And I'm just gonna, let's see, fold it up and then just remove that ink from the door, because I don't need 2 doors. All right, and fold it over. Just make sure all of that is removed, and then I'll come back in and I'll take my ink down at the bottom. You can choose, you can do it how I just did it, or you can use like masking tape or washi tape to mask off if you want. Okay, so we're good to go. So let me go ahead and see how my door is not stamped. So let's go ahead and stamp that down. And that is a little light. I'm gonna stamp it again. Everything happens when you're on live, like right when you're being recorded. It's okay though. All right, let's go. I'm just gonna make sure it's really, really clean. You know, I probably could use a wet wipe, like a baby wipe. Yes. Okay, I think this is gonna work this time. All right, now let me come back in with my, I just threw it over to the side. Okay. All right, we should be good. You should be good now. Okay, if not, if this one is still, I can take my black marker. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Now, let's go back with my crumb cake. Sorry, guys. All right, come back with my crumb cake. I hope you guys are doing well. Okay. I really appreciate you joining me today. This is my first video on YouTube, so you guys are seeing the very first video. So if you like this video, please like, comment. I would love to read your comments, and subscribe to my channel, because I plan on doing more videos. I have a lot. I've been crafting for a long time, and I love to share paper crafting, card making. I like making boxes, and I'm excited to have a platform to be able to show people how simple card making can be, and also how therapeutic stamping can be, because it really is therapeutic. It's just something about that ink to paper that I love, and then passing this on to somebody, if they're feeling down, if you want to share a card, something you want to thank them for. I think stamping is perfect for that. Okay, so now I'm going to die cut this out. I'm going to bring out my my die cut machine, and you can use whichever die cut machine you prefer. Right now we have a new cut and emboss machine from Stampin Up, and mine actually is on the way. But before, since I don't have it here with me now, I'm just going to use my old my Big Shot. All right, and I'm going to die cut both of these out. All right, so I'm going to bring out the framelits. So let me show you the framelits. The framelits are actually pretty cool. So you get all of the houses. You get this little drift right here, and then you get this drift with the trees, and then you can add another tree, and then you can actually cut out the card too that's in that stamp set. So very cute stamp set. And dies to match. So I'm going to use this house and the long one. All right, so let's go this way. I'm gonna cut this one first. And again, don't worry about that the chimney, because we're gonna cut that off. I'm gonna snip it off. And then I'm not using my magnetic plate, but if you have a magnetic plate with your machine, you can certainly do that. I have washi tape that I have, always have it sitting on my machine, just in case, if you want to use it. All right, so just make sure that is lined up. And then you're going to take your other plate. Yeah, my plates have seen better days. But that's why I needed another machine. All right, and then I'm just going to roll it through. And it's moving because I have it sitting on this paper. Okay. So I have both of my images cut out. Right here. And I always just put my plate back in and then I roll it through. And then move it to the side. Okay. So that was the one that was wrong. I can put that to the side. And then this is my right one. That one. All right. And I'm going to add these two. That's another scrap. And put those back in my container. And let me show you this while I'm at it. So this is the this is how the dies come. And I just take the envelope that it's in and I fold back the front so I can see the name of the dies on one side, and then I can also see what dies. And I store them in a little refrigerator container, and I can just flip through and I can see what dies are in whatever stamp set because it's see-through. So I really like that a lot. All right, so now let's get back to stamping. All right, this is my 3 3/4 by 4 piece that I'm going to layer on top of my card base. But before I add my houses, I'm going to take some, I'm going to use some shadow, make a little shadow line just so my houses can have something to rest on. And I'm just going just like that. And I use the brush tip first. And there's no rhyme or reason to it. It just needed a landing. And again, because this is alcohol markers, it is going to blend in fine. Okay, now the other stamping that I'm going to do are my trees. So if you notice on the card, I have trees stamped in the background, something I don't know. Trees stamped in the background, and then I'm going to layer my houses on top of it. All right, so I'm going to stamp my trees in early Espresso Ink. And I'm going to do the tallest one like off to the side. I'm going to do one on each side. And then I'm going to ink it up again. And I want some shorter trees. So I'm just going to, again, mask off the bottom. A lot of masking in this one. All right. And I'm just going to do it so it's going to sit a little bit lower than the other one. I'm going to stamp it up and I'm going to do the same thing. This is just gonna help add interest to the image. Okay, all right, perfect. See, it's just something about ink to paper. All right, so let me take my snips and I'm gonna cut this chimney off at the top. All right. And traditionally, these houses were meant you use them, you know, standalone. But I decided to like make a 2-story house. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal. This is the regular adhesive. We used to have the Tumbo glue. We don't sell the Tumbo glue anymore. We have the Stampin' Seal. So I'm going to use my regular Stampin' Seal because I'm just using regular paper. If I was making a box, then I would want to use my Stampin' Seal Plus because you get a stronger hold with the Stampin' Seal Plus. Okay, so I'm going to take my house, the long one, and I'm just going to make sure it's even. All right, and I'm going to stick that down. Now I'm going to take the top part, and I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals because I want to pop that up. I want it to pop up off the card. Okay, so Stampin' Dimensionals on that. And they just have this little backing on. Just take the backing off. Okay. And I want this to sit right on top of this house. All right. So you see how it's coming together? All right, now for my sentiment, because I want to say congratulations. So I'm going to take my congratulations stamp set, as I stated before, comes from the Peaceful Moments Peaceful Moments stamp set. Sorry, guys. All right, and I'm just going to stamp that up in Momento Black Ink. All right. And I'm just going to, excuse me, the kids started remote school yesterday, and so they are all wired, used to being up late. But all right, so I'm just going to stamp that straight down and up. Congratulations. So cute. And now I not only want the top of the house, I want the whole focal point to be stamped, popped up off my card base. So I'm going to use dimensionals again. I'm going to put like 3 or 4 down the middle. All right, because I don't want it to buckle. All right, again, just press, press, press. And then peel the backing off. Told you it was going to be quick and simple. And I'm just going to pop this up just like this. Now, sure, you could add ribbon, you can add whatever you want to make it, you know, to step up your card. But if you want something quick, you want to whip out a card to give to somebody, I think this is perfect. All right. So congratulations, or, you know, congratulations on your new home. You can, inside the card base, you can put white, write the little sentiment, and you can actually stamp something on the inside as well to dress it up. But I just wanted to do something quick, simple, to show you how easy it is to stamp and to make something special for somebody just by using stamp ink and paper and a few stamping blends that I use on this card. All right, so thank you for joining me today. Again, my name is Keisha. I'm with Crafty Sweet. If you would like to purchase anything in my online store, my store name is craftysweet.stampinup.net, and I will put that in the description below. If you like my video, please like it, subscribe, because I plan on doing more videos to show you guys what Stampin' Up! Has to offer and how simple it is to make something special for someone just by using, like I said before, stamps, ink, and paper. All right, thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.